So before England went into its second lockdown, I tried to film some footage of life before we went into lockdown, which I did. I'm just having some issues editing that and getting it up on YouTube, but I thought I'd come out to Ranworth and just film what's going on. Got a couple of livable boats here. In fact, that Magnifique, an Ideal 45, previously owned by Sabina Marine of Wroxham when they were in a hire business, and then it was, I think, the owner's personal craft. It's now a livable boat, and they have a YouTube channel. They haven't put much content on there, and I can't remember what it is, but they have a YouTube channel. The Maltsters is undergoing a big refurbishment. Now, I'm going to be honest with you chaps and chapesses. I was quite disappointed in the summertime when I came here because I ordered cheesy chips. And what I was given was a small bowl of French fries and on a side plate, 3 slices of processed cheese. Not what I would consider a typical cheesy chips for over £3.50. And I thought, well, the interior's a bit drab, it needs some work doing. And I even left a review and pointed these things out. And I mentioned somewhere, you know, if they don't give it a lick of paint, at least inside, it's really going to start to let itself down. Well, they're not just giving it a lick of paint, they're really going all at it. The bar area with where the TV was, they've revealed the original fireplace there. They've knocked through between the bar area and the restaurant area, and I think they're going to make it once again a really lovely cozy place to come. So good luck with that. And as for the cheesy chips, well, I guess we can all get it a little wrong sometimes, because again, returned here in October, in the week prior to the tiering restrictions coming into place, the different tiers and stuff, and very nice it was too. And they were open and serving, despite the fact that we had to be in a group of no more than 6 and sit at a table and all that stuff. At least they were going, at least they were open. So it's good news for the Maltsters. At the present time, the White Horse at Neatishead and the Lion at Thurn are doing takeaway beers, and you can order online. And they're also doing takeaway food via Just Eat. So, you know, hard times, but you wouldn't have necessarily have thought that a Norfolk Village pub would do takeaway food through an online takeaway app. But diversifying and all that is the name of the game. So you can see there's quite a few people here. Couples in their cars, there's 2 cars there having a little picnic in the car. Quintessentially English thing. An angler, cyclist. But as I recently said in some of my videos, you know, even these places that, you know, initially you think are really out of the way, there's always activity going on, people, cars, you know, it's not as desolate and quiet as you may first imagine. So I'm here at the boardwalk, just coming up to Ranworth Broad, and it is open. They're doing quite a lot of remedial work to some of the boards, and the workmen kindly put a temporary bridge in for people to traverse where they're doing some of the works. So a few couples out enjoying the mild weather and a nice little walk. These are nicer than you think, actually, especially on a day like today, just to be amongst the reeds and the sound of them rustling, and then just getting a glimpse of Ranworth Broad. Of course, closed to boats, only Malthouse is navigable. Something I've never done in all these years is actually come down here when it's open. Always closed, and I've never been on the boat that goes from the Staithe, and I don't know if the boat just brings you here, drops you off, or if it goes out for a little bit round the Broad, but nonetheless, it's going to get windy now on the old microphones, isn't it? So this is all new. So yep, you normally come down Ranworth Dam, turn off down there for Malthouse, and then this is Ranworth Broad. And what's interesting is there's a few ducks on Malthouse Broad, but look at them all out there. And I believe they're coots. Often said on various forums and Facebook groups, where have all the coots gone? Well, I think they're hanging out in places like this. And this is what you find at this time of year anyway, is wildlife tends to come out a little bit more. But I know I'm going to be annoying you by talking and you're listening to the wind. But it's very different compared to other times of the year, especially when the main season with all the boating traffic and stuff. One of the things that I find quite interesting, despite the advancements of camera technology and the fact that, alright, I'm filming this on an iPhone, but cameras tend to have very big difficulty capturing greenery accurately, and the different shades of green and the browns and the shadows. It just looks like a bit of a jumbled mess and lacks depth. And yet with the naked eye, you know, all these ferns here for example, there's so much different diversity of green going on, and layering and textures, and the moss here and the tree bark doesn't ever really do it justice. But nonetheless, it's a lovely place to just come and just pause and think. I guess the Barton Boardwalk is a little more immersive. Obviously it's longer, but it kind of takes you through more of a kind of transition from the rich woodland, and then eventually through the less and less this sort of carwood, I think they call it, where the big trees give way to the spindlier ones, and then they give way to the reeds, and then boom, before you is Barton Broad. So I hope everyone's doing all right though. We're over the first week, and hopefully it's not going to be a situation where this automatically expires on the 2nd of December, and at a minute past midnight on the 3rd of December a new lockdown takes over. But I have found it rather interesting how divided people are with their views on what's going on, and now the vaccine looking promising, and divided views upon that. And I can't help but think, you know, if this had happened in the 1970s, how things would have been then. We would have probably still had the same divided opinions, but we wouldn't have had the outlet that is ease of communication, open, free communication. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp groups, text messages. It would have all just been a few small groups getting together and having a chat, and then maybe sort of activist groups printing out leaflets and distributing them and trying to organise protest marches and this kind of activity. And I've actually been watching on Prime Video the complete series of CI5, The Professionals. And series 1 is dire, but series 2, it actually seems to have a budget and some reasonable direction and production values. And I find it fascinating looking back in the sort of 78, 79, how things were, and call boxes and pubs with phones, and the lack of free communication that was available then. But yeah, just something to ponder. What sort of boating blog has such a wide variety of points, videos and views? Oh, mine, of course. Yes. Completely directionless, lacking any form of compass to direct activity. But that'd be the captain's blog then. Yeah. If you have been then, thanks for joining me on this little walk, and looking forward to getting that other video out and get boating again. And yeah, we'll see how things go.